Good morning, dear students. In the previous video, we have already discussed about the uh, introductory part of the chapter, civilizing the native, educating the nation. Now, in this part, we are going to study the tradition of the Orientalists. Now, the word Orientalist, what does that mean? The word Orientalist means scholars with knowledge of the language and the culture of Asia. Means the scholars means the experts or the people who were having knowledge of the language and culture of Asia. Now, why the Britishers need to know about the Indian culture? That was a big question. William Jones arrived in Calcutta. He was appointed as a junior judge of the Supreme Court. And he was a linguist linguist means a person who knows many languages, like he knew languages like French, English, Arabic, Persian, and Sanskrit. He had a deep interest in studying ancient Indian texts on law, philosophy, religion, politics, morality, arithmetics, medicine, and the other science. Now, see, why they were so much curious to know our culture, our language, our religion, everything. This was a big question. Okay, so means William Jones, when he arrived to India, when he arrived in Calcutta and was appointed as a junior judge of the Supreme Court, he tried to study the Indian culture in detail. He studied different books related to law, philosophy, religions, art, tech, means our literature, everything. Now, why? That was the big question. Now, let's see what happens. So, when he came to India, he met Henry Thomas Colebrook, Nathaniel Halhed, who were the British officers and who shared common interests of Jones. Common interest of Jones means they were also interested or having keen interest in knowing about the Indian culture and the other aspects of Indian culture. William Jones, Henry Thomas Colebrook, and Nathaniel Halhed set up the Asiatic Society of Bengal. So, these three, when they met, they decided to set up the Asiatic Society of Bengal. Okay, and they started writing their own journal, which was named as Asiatic Researches, and they had deep respect for the ancient culture too. Now again the question arises why they were so much interested or they showed so much respect to the Indian culture. Now let's see the reason behind that. They believed that Indian civilization had attained glory in the ancient culture. Okay, so that was true only that Indian civilization means it attained the glory. That means it was so much famous. It was called as golden bird even in the ancient cultures or the ancient period. But subsequently it declined uh, due to the due to the attacks of different invaders and all, because that's why it declined and it need to be transformed or it should be rebuilt again. Then they discovered the sacred and legal text of Indian culture, and this means why they did so, so that they can understand the Indian culture well, and once you understand the country's culture, it would be easy for the person to rule the country well. That's why they want to know the Indian culture, that means understand the Indian what to say religion and the different aspects of our country. So they decided that institutions should be set up to encourage the study of ancient Indian texts and teach Sanskrit and Persian literature and poetry. That means these three decided that there should be some institutions or some schools to promote the teaching of Indian text, that is and the Sanskrit language, Persian literature and poetry.